are we? Are we on Mars? Are we... yeah. Are we on the moon? No. We are in New Mexico. Yeah. We're in New Mexico. Anyway, guys, we're going to shoot an approach. Welcome. We are comparing... we'll go ahead and put it on pause really quick. So we are in the PMDG 737 800. And we are flying today. We'll be doing the Airbus FENIX Airbus 320-200 after this approach. But anyway, we are inbound to Albuquerque on the Lobo 3, inbound to Lobo. We'll come out at no DME at 210, 9,000 feet. So we got some steps in here and some some speed restrictions. So we'll abide by those. We'll use VNAV and LNAV. And then we'll come into the main event, the RNP Yankee runway 26 with the backdrop of the mountains. Pretty cool turn coming in. We only have 1.9 miles after the turn until the threshold. We do have runway 26 as a fix, so we don't have to take off our flight directors. Everything will be good. RMP is 0.15. Yay, that should be awesome. Our decision altitude will be 5728. Today, final approach picks will be Cardinal at 6,700 feet. 2 miles prior to that is Zabco. A lot of things will need to happen before Zabco. And we'll go ahead and brief that. You can see here we have an RMP AR approach. RMP AR approach, RF required. Authorization required. By the way, it does say your VGSI and RNAV glide path are not coincident. I found that interesting since the PAPI on the chart, the 109A, says 3 degrees and this says 3 degrees. So we'll see what is coincident or not. So we'll find out. Yeah, let's go ahead and take it off pause and get rocking and rolling. Okay, so we're inbound to Lobo. We got 11 miles to go. Let's just take a look at our landing performance really quick. By the way, I go ahead and I put in the maximum takeoff weight that's published, but actually SimBrief has a little bit higher. If we did this though, and we used flaps 40, we used all reversers, max brake, auto, and we used standard atmospheric weather, 0 on the wind, 15, which is what we have by the way now. It's standard atmospheric weather. So we've set the sim to be that way. 15 degrees at the surface, and we have 29.92 on the QNH. So that puts us in at a VREF of 141, which by the way is category D. And if we go ahead and go, let's go 66,360, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, but it's really, that's your maximum landing weight. And we recalculate, it goes up to 142. So anyway, but we're not going to quibble over that because today's approach is all good. A, B, C, and D can participate. D is 141 or greater on the VREF, and that's maximum flaps, maximum landing weight. You say, well, we're not at maximum landing weight. Why do you have to use this number? Can't we use the lower number? No, this is how this is figured. Anyway, getting off topic. Anyway, we're good. We're legal. We're all set. You can see the turns. There aren't really, there's only one speed restriction at Trammy at 180, and we'll get from there. So let's go ahead and import though. We're going to actually be flying it at 61,700 on the kilos. Let's go flaps 3. Let's go auto brake 3. And let's recalculate. Puts us to 144, which is fine. And let's go ahead and select 30 degrees of flaps, 144, bingo. We know we got +5, we got no wind out there, so it's going to be 149. Curious how it recomputes. Before we do that, let's go ahead and lower ourselves, our heading bug, and be ready to 6,700. Why 6,700? Well, that's our final approach point, Cardinal. We'll later be reducing in front of Cardinal, about 2 miles in front of Cardinal. We're going to go ahead and reduce to our missed altitude +50, so let's just call it 5,800. All right. We're getting close. Getting close to our top of descent. Things are going to start happening here pretty quick. All right, so let's just go ahead and quickly look down here. 210, 170, Trammy, 180 or below. This is all what we're seeing from the chart. 6,900, got to be above 6,900, got to be above 6,700. Perfect. And you can see the speed coming down. Not sure how we go to 149 and then up to 157 at ZoomX. Looks to be kind of interesting. Oh, there it is. Nope. It just went ahead and adjusted itself. So it's 149, 149, 149 all the way, which is VREF plus 5. All right, we're beginning our descent. Everything looks good in the box. All right, while we're descending and we're getting ourselves down on the Lobo 3, let's go ahead and do a little housekeeping. Some of the things that I've seen some people look at is they're putting this at 108. Whoops, wrong way. So interestingly, 108.0 is outside the VFR frequency range. And they're setting that. I don't know if that's required, but if you go to prog page and go to nav status, okay, go to next page for number 2. See this DME update? Click it off. GPS update should be on. Everything else is fine. And go back. So we're taking out a VOR basically, and then we got just completely taking out DME and VOR. We're going to RNP progress page. So this is where our RNP is. As we look at the approach, and we haven't really studied it in detail a whole lot, other than our missed is 8,000, final approach course is 259, Carnal is our missed approach point, final approach point, excuse me, at 6,700 feet. And then we have our decision altitude. We need to be at RNP 0.15. Decision altitude would be 57,300 or 5730. 57.8. Good morning, sir. 373 feet above the ground. Touchdown zone today will be 5,355 feet. We're up there pretty high. Again, RMP 0.15. That's the showcase. At no DME, we're at RMP 0.3. Let's see if the aircraft puts that in automatically on the page. You can see right here that we're at RMP 1.00 and AMP 0.06. So if it doesn't, we can always go in and put it like right here, like 0.5, and then go up here and click it. But I want to see if it does it automatically today. The vert, I'm not going to mess with the vert right now, but I will. I will shortly. As a matter of fact, let's just do it now. So the vert, we're going to put at 125 feet. Right now it's set to 400. It's set to 400. That's why these bars are so wide. Watch it when I watch these bars when I go ahead and hit this. Boom. See them tighten up. Tighten up here. This is the guidelines, right? So once we begin our turns, if the magenta arrow goes up in here or past these ranges or into these range boxes, that's missed approach, guys. That's missed approach. So pressure's on, PMDG. Pressure's on. We got the mountain staring us right in front of us, and we're going to be curving right around into the runway. The runway's right over here. Right over here. Alright, I'm going to leave it on here. Alright, VREF is 144. So we're going to be coming at 149. It's going to be a little quick. It's going to be kind of quick, but that's okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do the rounds. We're coming up at 10,000. Let's get all of our lights on. We'll wait on this. We've adjusted all of that. Get our sky dolly ready to go. We got our bank angle. It's actually set on 30. So you're like, well, why don't you put it at 25? Doesn't matter on the LNAP here on this particular one. I'll leave it at 30 though. All right, so you can see the mountains. You can see where we're coming into no DME. I'm curious if, as we're coming into no DME, if the RNP changes. I am actually going to go to the progress page, to the RNP progress, and keep track of this. I'm really curious. Never done this one before, so we're going to see if it does it automatically. If it doesn't do it automatically, we'll go ahead and set it to 0.15. Oh, there it is. It just went 2 miles, 2.3 in front of no DME. It just went. So we're good. And we have our vert, everything tightened up. That's what we want. I'll leave this here. You can see our speeds over here where we need to be. No DME. Here we go. We're at 210. True airspeed equals the ground speed. We're good. We got no wind. Just a confirmation. Okay, we're turning in on no DME. At this point, I'm going to go to flaps 5. Speed check. We're at 210. We are in the money. Basically, before Zebco, a couple things are going to happen. So at Zabco, I want to be fully configured, but for flaps 30. So we'll have everything in but flaps 30. So we're going to go gear down 15 before Zabco. We're also going to change. We're going to go from 6,700 down to 5,800. So you can see with flaps 5, we're forcing the airplane down here because we haven't gone speed intervent. I'm going to try not to do speed intervent. Drag required? I don't think so. We're not gonna mess with the drag right now. And so we're 169. Coming down to 169 nicely. We got a 750 foot, very nice descent here. We're good rate. You know, you can see the bars, so, or excuse me, the magenta arrow, we're a little, kind of see where we're at. We're a little below. We're a little below. So I did not put in the drag. Okay, we're 3.9 to Zabco. So right about now, I'm going to go ahead and put in our altitude of 5,800. Once we get to around 6,100 feet, I'm going to go ahead and put this to 8,000. Okay, I'm going to go gear down at this point. Speed check, we're good. Gear is down, we're going to go 15. So gear 15, flaps, oh, excuse me. Gear down, flaps 15. Let's go auto brake. Let's go get our taxi. Let's go ground. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so auto brake is 3. That's what we said. Yep. All right, you can see we're coming down to 157. Remember, 149 is going to be our VAP. 144 is our VREF. Here we're coming into the turn. Expand that for you. All right, we're at Zabco. We're beginning the turn. I'm going to go to flaps 30 at this point. Speed check. We're good.
Caution, terrain.
Look at it handle like a champ. Here we're coming down to VAP. We're fully configured. We're about ready to hit the constant rate turn, which will be at Carnal. At this point, I'm going to close the map because we are good here.
Caution, terrain.
Should not happen. go ahead and do this. There's the airport. We're in our constant rate turn right now. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous PMDG. Very nice. B path. Very nice. Remember 6100. I'm going to go ahead and pop this bad boy up. Oh, look at that. Coming right out on the runway. Smooth as silk. Really nice. Alright, let's go to 8,000 for our mist. VPAF, LNAV, we're good. 8 in magenta. We're a little off, 0.01 to the left. Alright, right about now, I would
500.
probably go to the outside for a view of the landing.
4 approaching minimums.
Alright, we're continuing. Look at that, 2 white, 2 red, so I don't know where that
Minimums.
non-coincidence is. Did we catch the last one? I think we did. Not like we don't have enough runway. Go ahead and put the flaps up. Spoiler deploy, 'cause I don't think I armed it. Up. Woo! Uh-oh. Forgot the reverse thrusters. Alright guys, so that does that. Man, I handled it like a champ. It was a little off there. But it was 0.01 to the left. We were 0.01 to the left. But anyway, it all fixed up really nice. We had 2 reds, 2 whites, 2 reds. Everything looked good. Let me go ahead and just clean this up here while I'm talking. So, nice to maintain the center line. Yeah, so I really liked it. I thought it was a great approach. I thought, boy, it handled it like a champ. Turned in nice. Everything was on VNAV. I didn't have to do a darn thing on the speed intervent. Sweet. We were everything that we were looking for. We basically got, we were just a tiny bit off center. Just a tad bit off center. But other than that, okay, let's go hop in the Airbus and let's go ahead and do the approach, the same approach in the Airbus. And let's see how that turns out. Alright, we're back at it. We're in the Airbus. We're in the FENIX A320. 214. So yeah, the A320 214 with the winglets. Samey. Coming into Lobo. We're 250 knots at 15,000. Standard pressure, standard atmospheric conditions all the way around. Let's quickly look at a couple things before we get to Lobo. So here's our performance for the for landing on runway 26. Dry conditions, standard atmospheric conditions. We're going to be landing at full max 64.5. A little heavier. We weren't at max with the 737. You can see here the maximum landing weight is 64,500 kilos, and that's what we're going to be at, because right now we're at 64,500 kilos, so we might be just a little underneath it. Just a little underneath it. We actually manipulated the center tank a little bit. we tried to take some fuel out to get us to at least a respectable landing weight, at least a max landing weight. All right, what else do we need to do? Let's go ahead and reduce. Let's get ready for the descent in here. So again, this is Cardinal. Final approach point at 6,700 feet. Again, refresh, no DME, mandatory 9,000, max 210, RMP 0.3, but this is a RMP 0.15 approach, so we'll see what happens. You go to the prog here, you should be able to see required. At this point in time, we're at 2.0, so we're going to do 0.15. That's what is required. Alright, so we got 6,700 feet in blue. Our baro is set 5728. All of our landing parameters are based on low brake, so let's go ahead and low auto brake it. Let's see. So you can see, whoa, this is interesting. So no DME is at 250. Not sure why that happened, but let's go ahead and just go 210 at 9. For some reason I didn't want to do that. Trammy at 250, not sure. Well, maybe when I activate the approach, which might be a good idea. I'm not sure. Maybe when we hit the decel, all of this will update. This Trammy's 180. Cardinal 170, ZoomX 165. Man, that's pretty quick. All that's pretty quick. All the way around, that's what we wanted. Everything's put in as far as the approach goes. 146 will be full flaps. Alright, we're over Lobo. Going into Jock Low. We're 10 miles until the top of descent. Go ahead and start it right now. So we're doing a managed descent. manage speed. There it is. Okay, so when I go manage speed, you can see everything's kind of cleaning up. A waypoint will be the runway, so keep the flight directors going strong. Alright, we're just a tick below max landing weight, so that's good. Again, the name of the game is to configure early. We got terrain mode on. Alright, so we're in a managed descent. We have managed speed pulled, or pushed, excuse me. We can see the magenta D just below Paseo, right there. So we're gonna wait. We're not gonna manually go to 210. We're gonna pass that spot. That should activate our approach phase as well. We should then see LDEV and VDEV pop up. We can see our dot coming in with the cyan lightning bolt. Let's go ahead and as we are coming in, let's go ahead and get our lights on. Let's make sure the seat belts are on. Let's give everyone a jingle. It is on like Donkey Kong. Now remember, with the Boeing, as I was getting close to no DME, one, we did not press the approach button, which we will be doing here. We left it LNAV, VNAV, which is what you're supposed to do in the Boeing 737. But this one here, we're going to actually hit the approach button. We're going to hit it right before no DME. And you can see I've got our final approach point altitude kernel in it's programmed in. You see we're going to stop at 9. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even sure I need to remember, like 2 miles before Cardinal, we needed to put in the Boeing, we needed to put our mist plus 50 feet. I don't think I need to do that here. Alright, we're at 10. So we passed the magenta D, which activated in our approach phase, which gave us the VDEV and the LDEV lines. It also started us down to green dot, which I don't like. Let's just go to 210. see, what is green dot? Green dot's 214. Let's go to 210. So I just pulled 210. Alright, so now we're on it. What is required is 0.3. At this point, it's 0.3 on the RNP. We know, though, we're going to need to get 0.15. So I'm looking down here to see. This is on our prog page. Alright, as soon as we pass 220, we're going to go flaps 1. I'm going to start getting this all the way down to 180 right now. I want us to get to 190 here shortly so we can get the flaps 2 out, then go gear down. Matter of fact, for 5 miles, I'm going to go ahead and give us some speed brake because we're a little too quick. I didn't arm the approach. I will now, though. So we're already on final app because we passed. Should have had that done before. No DME. No harm. Okay, let's go flaps 2.
2,500.
Let's get us down to 170. Alright, let's go. We're 2 in front of Zapco. We're going to go gear down. Let's arm the spoiler. Whoops. Let's get the spoiler up. Let's arm it. Let's go ahead and get our lights on. Approach checklist. Power ref, we're good. Seatbelts are on. Minimums are set. Auto brake is low, and engine mode selector is to norm. Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Good. Flaps 3, please. Let's go ahead and go managed.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
And let's go flaps 4.
Terrain ahead.
Go ahead and hit the record button. I think at this point I can go 8,000, doesn't really matter. For a second I thought we were going to be, because we're in final app, we should be fine. Alright, we're now at 140. We're full flaps. Everything's looking good. Oh yeah. Holding like a champ. We got BDEV and LDEV. We got the green boxes in the yellows. We're coming in nice. We're fully configured, full flaps. Alright, landing checklist, ECAM memo, no blue. VLS check. 134, VAP 139. There we go. Done. That's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
500.
Oh, that's beautiful. You guys done good. We're at 64,200, so we're just 300 kilos below maximum landing weight. We're continuing. We do have 1 white and 3 reds. Mosey ourselves over here.
100.
Trying to muck it up.
50. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. Retard.
Yeah, we mucked it up. You could hear it speed up at the end. Right before I hit the Alright, we got spoilers, reverse green. I think we got spoilers. Yep. Decel. 70 knots. Here's a turn. Let's take this turn. Sorry guys, I know that was not copacetic, but we did it anyway. Alright, other than mucking up the landing, everything was good. Man, nice job, Phoenix, despite the pilot. This was good. I really liked it. It seemed like we got off a little off to the right, just at the last minute, but you know, at the last 20 seconds. But we'll turn off the lights here. Let me clean some things up. Let's make sure our flaps are up and that our spoilers are off. We don't like taxiing around with all that stuff down. Alright guys, that's a wrap. And we did Albuquerque, the runway 26 Yankee, RNP AR 0.15. Never looked to see whether it went to 0.15. I have to assume it did because it took the turns like a champ. So good deal, really good deal. Maybe when we look at the video we'll see it, but it did what it needed to do. It did definitely what it needed to do. What else? What else? I can't say there's a clear winner here. I mean, the Phoenix was a little off to the right of center line. The 737 was a little bit off to the left. We did use a heavier landing way here, but that's, I'm not going to hold that against the Boeing. The Phoenix should have underperformed, I think, because we used a much heavier, I mean, you know, 2,000 kilos more of weight. Actually, I think it was about maybe closer to 3,500 kilos more that the that we had with the Delta, with the Airbus. But anyway, you guys be the judge. You let me know what you think. Comments, which, if anyone came out on top. You can't hold, you know, anything that happens over the threshold after the threshold is on me. So it's certainly not on Phoenix or PMDG. So why don't you just think of everything up to the threshold. All good, guys, all good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up by replaying some of the landings for you guys, and you guys leave a comment if you liked it. Go ahead and like. If you want to subscribe, get more content like this, go ahead. We'll notify you. You guys have a good one. Sweet. That's pretty cool. Constant rate turn right there. Coming in. See if I can swing around the sun.